You're looking at specific threats, and you use the word threat, realizing it's hard to define that, on whether or not Russian propaganda is a direct threat to Romania. I would say that you need to consider that the Russians have great capability in order to know what is going on in the electronic atmosphere, and that they, like other people, have the ability to interfere through propaganda, and that if that is the case, you need to be aware of it and try as best you can to counter the propaganda when you see propaganda. You can't stop the propaganda because it is going to come through social networks. It is going to come through, if you would, the spread of maybe untruths. And then the issue becomes, do we recognize it when we see it? And if we recognize it, do we counter it with a strong response? That doesn't mean a response against the Russians necessarily. What it means is a response in the field of media and the field of information that comes from the government, from other agencies within the country. And that is the way that you have to think about countering this type of propaganda. It becomes a very difficult thing to think that you can reach back to Russia and stop them if indeed they happen to be the violators. Recognizing so much of what occurs in the world of electronic communications does not have an address at the other end. So that's why it has to be an internal responsibility to make sure that messaging continues to be positive, forthright, so people will listen to it rather than things that come through other sources in the network.